It's a story that has captured national attention. It's often said that a picture can say much more than words, and since the first camera was created, people believe that over 12.4 trillion photographs have been taken throughout history. Sadly, many of these photographs have been lost to time, but every now and then, someone uncovers an old photo album that was thought to be lost forever. In the early 19th and 20th centuries, explorers ventured into uncharted territories and captured images of their discoveries as they went. However, this man found an old explorer's photo album that reveals what he found hidden in the jungle. Welcome to a new video. Join us as we unravel some of the most intriguing encounters hidden in the jungle revealed by an old photo album. If you like this type of content, subscribe to our channel. It's free. Now, let's get started. Number 13. The Abandoned Bluebell. Deep in the heart of northwestern New Brunswick lies a forgotten relic known as the Bluebell Tunnel. Once a busy route for trains, it now sits empty and is slowly being taken over by nature. It was built in 1910 and has not held up well over the past century. As you enter its crumbling interior, you will immediately feel a drop in temperature and notice the air become quieter. The sounds of the surrounding forest fade away and be replaced by the ghostly echoes of water dripping from the cavernous walls. The Bluebell Tunnel was named after the nearby community and was once celebrated as the largest tunnel in the area by autumn. In 1912, the National Transcontinental Railroad, including this tunnel, finished making history by handling the largest rail freight shipment in North America. However, as time went on, the tunnel fell into disuse and became a safety hazard. Trains stopped using it, and a new route was built, leading to an increase in demand. Today, with fewer visitors, the Bluebell Tunnel stands as an eerie and ghostly attraction that draws adventurous souls to explore the gloomy interior. As visitors wander, they find old rusty tracks and haunting graffiti remnants from a bygone era. Number 12. The Hottest River. Andres Russo, a brave geoscientist, embarked on an astonishing journey to find the hottest boiling river in the Amazon. He had heard about this incredible feature since he was young, and after 8 long years of searching, his dream came true. In 2011, Russo found the astonishing boiling river in the heart of the Peruvian Amazon. The river stretches for miles, reaching a scorching temperature of 186 degrees, instantly cooking any small animal that falls into it. Amazingly, no one had been sure of the existence of this river until Russo's discovery. This find is now considered one of the most important scientific breakthroughs in recent times, which makes the river especially interesting because it is not heated by volcanic activity as one might expect. Unfortunately, the river's existence is threatened by deforestation in the area. In response, Russo founded the Boiling River Project, a non-profit dedicated to protecting the river, supporting local indigenous communities, and preserving it in the surrounding rainforest. Their goal is to conduct detailed geological studies and eventually declare the site a Peruvian national monument. Russo's dedication to this project stems not only from his scientific curiosity, but also from a deep respect for the sacredness of the river. Number 11. A stinking parasite. One plant doesn't quite capture its strange nature. Its life begins as a tiny seed hidden beneath the bark of a woody vine that looks as insignificant as sawdust. But then something strange happens. Over time, it forms a golf ball-sized parasitic cocoon that blends in perfectly with its host, the tetrastigma creeper. If the sprouts manage to survive, they are no small feat. They even grow into a grotesque cabbage-like structure. This structure then leads to the monstrous and rather disgusting bloom of the raya. The flower itself is blood red with spots, and while it may look interesting, it gives off a foul smell often compared to the smell of rotting meat. If you're worried about coming across one of these stinking flowers, it's worth knowing that the raya is almost extinct. There are around 30 known species of this genus, all found in the rainforests of Southeast Asia. Sadly, these unique plants face imminent doom due to habitat destruction and relentless harvesting for their supposed medicinal properties. Ironically, their survival is also threatened by their parasitic nature as they struggle to reproduce on their own. The future of this plant remains uncertain and risky. Number 10. The world's largest spider. When you think of creepy jungle creatures, you can't avoid our furry 8-legged friends, the tarantulas. One of these interesting creatures is the Goliath bird eater, a spider that is nothing short of terrifying. It is the largest spider on the planet, weighing up to 6 ounces and has legs that span almost a foot wide. Just thinking about it is enough to give you the chills. For centuries, stories about these bird-eating spiders have added to the scary reputation. Of the entire Theraphosa family, you'll find the Goliath bird-eater hiding in the thick wild jungles of the Amazon in South America, and when it's time to hunt, its menu isn't limited to insects. This spider uses inch-long fangs that work like venom syringes that inject paralyzing poisons with a single bite. Once its unsuspecting prey is caught, it's dragged back into Goliath's hole, and the rest is history. Unlike many other spiders, the Goliath bird-eater doesn't spin webs in the usual way, instead building an underground home beneath the forest floor. This clever setup allows it to catch unsuspecting prey by detecting even the tiniest of movements via special hairs on its legs. These hairs act as an early warning system for any approaching danger, so while the Goliath bird-eater may not spin normal webs, it certainly knows how to plant a meal. Number 09. Mysterious stone head in Guatemala. Deep in the lush jungles of Guatemala lies a massive stone head that has fascinated and puzzled people for over 50 years. Discovered 50 years ago, this massive statue features a striking face with a large nose and thin lips that look up to the sky. Unlike other stone heads found in South America, this one sparked much debate and curiosity among archaeologists amid a whirlwind of excitement and doubt. It quickly became shrouded in mystery and faded into obscurity as it was overshadowed by other ancient artifacts. In the late 1980s, interest in this fascinating artifact was renewed. The stone had emerged from the depths of history with new images of its discovery, showing a face that seemed unusual compared to other pre-Hispanic artifacts. The Guatemalan jungle became the scene of renewed research that sparked a search for its secrets. Unfortunately, explorers who ventured into the jungle were disappointed to find that opportunists had already reached the stone head. The statue was left damaged and neglected, with its nose, eyes and mouth damaged by those attempting to understand its mysteries. Despite the damage, dedicated researchers worked hard to piece together the remains of the giant head, revealing that it stood between 4 to 6 m tall, which only added to the intrigue about its origin. The features of the stone head did not match those of known pre-Hispanic civilizations, leaving historians baffled rather than providing clarity, some doubting whether it was a genuine artifact or simply an elaborate hoax. Number 08. Zombie fungus. The creepy parasite called KOR acts like a horror movie villain in the natural world. This eerie fungus has a chilling ability to turn ants into zombie-like creatures. Here's how it works. The slithery KOR releases tiny spores that infect unsuspecting ants in the rainforest. As the infection spreads, it begins to control the behavior of the ants. These infected ants are forced to leave their safe homes when their tiny ant brains are taken over by the fungus. It begins to march on a day driven by a strong urge to find a specific moist spot that is perfect for the fungus to grow. It's like a scary movie that plays out between insects. When the ants finally reach their destination, they bite into a leaf, and the fungus is now in full control. It begins to drain their life energy in a creepy twist. Then the fungus grows a strange, fruiting body right out of the ant's head. This gruesome sight turns the cul-de-sac into a disturbing platform for the fungus to release its spores. It is disturbing but a fascinating example of the extreme and sometimes horrifying challenges found in the natural world. Number 7. Satanic leaf-tailed gecko. Madagascar isn't just the setting for family-friendly animated movies. It's a real place filled with strange and amazing animals. Take the satanic leaf-tailed gecko, for example. This lizard has a truly unusual appearance that includes a tail that looks like a dead leaf. You won't find these creatures anywhere else in the world. Only in Madagascar are these geckos active at night, meaning they come out at night to hunt. Their diet is quite varied and ranges from insects to young mice, however. They aren't at the top of the food chain. Birds, snakes, and rats can all pose serious threats to them. When threatened, these geckos defend themselves in impressive ways. They open their mouths wide, make strange noises, and show their reddish tongues, scaring off potential predators. But their most notable skill is their camouflage. They can blend perfectly with dead leaves, using shades of gray, beige, and brown along with patches of moss. This disguise allows them to hide among branches or foliage during the day. They even use their shaped tails to enhance their camouflage. The larger species of these geckos can flatten themselves against tree trunks and use their sticky feet and fringed edges to make their outline harder to see. This amazing camouflage trick fools many predators, especially birds. Interestingly, similar camouflage techniques have been independently developed in Australia. Leaf-tailed geckos, despite their distant evolutionary relationship over generations, the geckos with the best camouflage have survived and passed on their genes, making one wonder what new tricks the next generation of these geckos might develop if they continue to perfect their disguise. Number 6. The deep corpse flower. Deep in the heart of the Sumatran rainforest is a remarkable and somewhat notorious flower, the corpse flower. The rainforests of Sumatra are home to this unusual flower that has gained fame for its terrible smell that resembles rotting flesh. Witnesses of its rare bloom can confirm how intense the experience is. It can add an extra layer of fascination to this botanical oddity. The smell of corpse flowers serves an important role in nature. It attracts dung beetles, flesh flies, and other insects that are attracted to decaying matter. These insects are attracted to the flower's horrible smell, and its dark red color, looking like a dead animal, helps pollinate the flower by carrying pollen on its legs. In addition to its foul odor, the corpse flower can also generate heat, reaching up to 98 degrees F. This heat mimics the heat of decaying flesh, tricking the internet into thinking the flower is a potential food source. While insects are disappointed to find no real food, they help pollinate the flower in the process, which is crucial to the plant's survival. The corpse flower can grow up to 12 meters tall and is not just a flower, but a complex structure with a central spike surrounded by rings of male and female flowers. Pollination involves a careful dance between these parts to ensure successful reproduction for those eager to see this rare bloom. The timing of the bloom is key. The flower does not bloom on a regular schedule. It can remain dormant for decades, and when it finally blooms, the display lasts only 24 to 36 hours. This brief period can be a relief to nearby animals with sensitive noses. Despite its fascinating nature, the corpse flower faces a serious threat. The destruction of its rainforest habitat is pushing this amazing plant into great danger, highlighting the need for conservation efforts. Number 5. The potu bird. The common potu, a bird native to South and Central America from Bolivia to Venezuela, is the easiest to spot. The light-colored feathers of this bird blend so well with the bark of trees that it can easily be mistaken for a broken branch when it is still standing. Finding one is not as simple as a leisurely walk through the park. It does take some effort. However, if you are outside at night, shining a light into a tree and see a pair of bright orange eyes looking back at you, you may have found a potu. These unique birds make a distinctive call that could be related to their name, like owls. Potus are active at night and feed on insects such as moths, fireflies, termites, and grasshoppers. In their personal lives, common potus are monogamous, meaning they stick with one mate for life as long as they are not currently endangered. Deforestation in South and Central America is a serious threat to their habitat. By taking steps to protect their forest, we can help ensure that these remarkable birds continue to have a home in the wild. Number 4. Walking palms. The walking palm, also scientifically known as Socratia exera, is no ordinary plant. It is the kind of tree that makes you wonder about the limits of nature. This unique tree lives in the rainforest of Central and South America and has a remarkable ability to move, creating new routes in different directions. Local rainforest guides have been telling stories about these wandering palms for years, however. It was not until 1980 that John H. Bodley proposed a scientific explanation for this strange behavior. He observed that these palms seem to move away from obstacles, such as fallen trees, by spreading their roots and gradually changing their position. There is still much debate among scientists as to whether these trees can actually move. Researchers continue to study the walking palm and its unusual root system in order to understand its mysteries. Some scientists think that the roots help the tree stay stable and in swampy areas, while others believe that they help the tree reach more sunlight without having to grow a longer stem. So far, no one has definitively proven any of these theories, and the walking palm remains one of the most intriguing puzzles of the rainforest. Number 3. Lake Hillier. Lake Hillier is located on the southwestern coast of Australia on Middle Island and is famous for being one of the most beautiful lakes in the world. It stretches for 600 meters wide and is a saltwater lake surrounded by sand, shores, and green plants with eucalyptus trees nearby. The highlight of Lake Hillier is its striking pink color that looks like bubblegum. What is even more fascinating is that Lake Hillier is not an ordinary lake. It is located right next to the deep blue ocean, separated by a narrow strip of land covered in melaleuca, a plant native to Australia. This small land barrier makes the bright pink water of the lake stand out even more against the blue ocean, creating a striking contrast. Scientists have not identified the exact reason, but they believe that a special organism could be the cause of this red algae being able to survive in salt water and produce pigments during photosynthesis, similar to those found in carrots that give the lake its bright red color. Other bacteria in the lake could also play a role in creating this colorful spectacle. It's a beautiful mix of natural processes interacting with the salty environment that Lake Hillier remarkably maintains its pink hue year-round, though the intensity of the color can change depending on where you look at it from. Even if you take some of the water home with you, it retains its lovely color. Number 2. Yellow anaconda. Anacondas are incredibly large snakes that hold the record for being the largest in the world. They can grow to an astonishing 30 meters long and weigh around 550 pounds to reach such enormous sizes. These snakes prefer to eat large animals such as deer, wild pigs, alligators, and sometimes even jaguars. Although they do not have venom, anacondas use a deadly method called constriction. They wrap around their prey and squeeze it tightly until the animal cannot breathe, making it easier for the anaconda to swallow its meal whole. The yellow anaconda, which is closely related to the more famous green anaconda, is also quite significant, but it does not grow as large. It usually reaches about 10 feet in length, although some can grow even larger. These snakes live in rivers and swamps and are known for their ambush technique. They are often found and hidden in the water and grab their prey by surprise, sometimes even drowning them before they even start to squeeze. Due to their strong connection with water, yellow anacondas, sometimes called water boas, are expert hunters in aquatic environments, patiently waiting for the perfect moment to strike in their aquatic homes on their prey, often meeting their end in a dramatic struggle before being crushed by the anaconda's powerful grip. A stealthy giant in wet habitats, the yellow anaconda perfectly displays the fascinating balance of nature's predators in their mysterious underwater world. Number 1. The real-life Tarzan. Deep in the dense Vietnamese jungle dwells a real-life figure who could be compared to Tarzan. Ho Van Lang, for 41 years, lived an extraordinary life without ever knowing about women. His remarkable story began in 1972 during the Vietnam War, after a bomb tragically killed his mother and 2 brothers. Ho Van Lang, his father, and his remaining brother retreated into the wilds of the Tatra district. They abandoned all signs of civilization and, using their remarkable skills, built shelters and survived by collecting fruits and honey and hunting animals. Interestingly, they completely avoided any contact with other people. It wasn't until 2015 that a photographer named Alvaro Cherzo accidentally discovered the family, and Ho Van Lang's world began to change in unexpected ways. He had never known about women because his father had never explained it to him. Even now, after seeing women in the nearby village, he still doesn't fully understand the differences between the genders. His brother describes him as a man who still has the mentality of a child, lacking an understanding of basic social norms and the concepts of right and wrong. At first, adjusting to village life was a challenge for Ho Van Lang, but he has gradually adapted. In his new surroundings, his innocent and charming personality has won over the people around him. Despite his limited knowledge of social conventions, Ho Van Lang's incredible journey, spent in isolation for 4 decades, highlights the fascinating and unusual aspects of human life. We've reached the end of this video. Tell us your opinion in the comments box. If you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss future videos like this one. See you next time.